Hey, welcome to 100 Proof. I'm back in the building. It's the real Charlemagne. My guy, Kev.
Hey, you're fronting the book, Kev Lawerence, right here.
What's going on, man?
I'm all right, man. I was driving,
Okay.
coming here, and I played some music. You know, you got a lot of production, man.
I do indeed.
You know, he is a producer.
Producer, remember that. DJ, producer, all around star. Just whatever you need, holla at your boy.
I gotta cut you off for one of the great albums you produced for. It dealt with like two different worlds.
What could it be? What are you inferring?
You had one guy from one world, another guy from another world, and they came together and it became the best of both worlds.
Bing Crosby and Frank Sinatra?
No, was it? No. It was Roberto Kelly. No, he put the Yankees back in here. Not him. He put the Yankees.
Who are we talking about then?
Robert Kelly,
Right.
R. Kelly, and Jay-Z.
Okay. I heard
And the song I listened to, it was The Power
of the P-U-S-S-Y. Yes. Amazing song.
Amazing.
He really took it to church on there. If you listen to the riffs, amazing stuff. But right now, my man is under siege. He's under fire. And we don't condone anything that he did. Let's just be clear,
Say
get that out of the way.
Extremely first.
We don't condone anything that he did. It's monstrous. We don't agree with anything that he has done. I can't stress that enough.
Fire.
Let's just be sure of that. Okay.
Fire.
He needs to, whatever justice that needs to be delivered to him, let that happen. That has nothing to do with us. I'm just saying, on a production standpoint, it was an amazing song.
Were you in the studio with him?
I wasn't in the studio.
Oh, you wasn't in the studio.
No, I wasn't.
All right. All right.
I have no further,
All right.
no further, input on that situation, except to say that they chose my beat, and for that I'm appreciative. I'm a part of the music scene, and
So now I know for a fact that if your name ever gets brought up with that,
No,
I can say, whoa.
Absolutely.
A man was not there.
I was not there. I'm not. There's no record of me being in any studio, but I did deliver a hot beat, which I am capable of delivering to this day. Is that how my man Bronze Bomber said it? To this day.
To this day.
To this day.
To this day.
I still do the hot beats.
Very interesting, though. We still are in the times of people talking about the whole R. Kelly situation.
Yeah,
and
as
stuff
of
like
this
that,
taping.
and his production and stuff like that. I always say there's a very thin line between a madman and a genius.
Actually, that's the saying. It's been out there, and it's fact. Every time you look at it, it's a little crazy. And I'll let you continue on, and I'll wait for your question so I can answer it.
My timeline has been jumping off crazy.
And why is that?
People are still watching this documentary. Did you watch the documentary?
I did watch the documentary.
I didn't even watch it. I didn't need that. I mean, I felt like we already knew what time it was with him.
Absolutely. This has been known from, I don't even know how long. This has just been normalized for whatever reason. People know it, and they still went along with it, and they still did songs with him.
But hold on, Sean. One more time. We do not condone that. Fire to him, fire to any predator, or whatever you want to call them.
No, we're not
Fire
on
all
that.
of them. Now, please.
There are bigger predators out there, but we'll get into that another time. Anyway, my point is that I felt like people have known that. You didn't need a documentary to tell you what was going on.
Well, dude,
and
just sensationalize it.
if you did, that's kind of sad because you didn't need a documentary to tell you. Don't tell me that that's additional information. Once someone rapes one little girl, that should be enough for you.
Right. One is enough.
And let's even get deeper than that. Let's say there was no documentary, period. There still was a tape. There was a bootleg tape out. It was sold on the streets. I remember.
I'll be honest, when I was a younger kid and I got that tape, I didn't really watch it for the little girl getting peed on. I actually watched it for something else. Because there were more than one girl on that tape. And there was a famous baseball player's wife that was on that tape. And she was on top of him when he was on the chair. And the way he made that face expression, I said to myself, when I get older, I need a woman like her. That's just what it is. She was banging. I want to say his name.
Hold on.
I want to say the baseball player's name.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
But she was of age.
Oh no, she was a woman.
Right,
She was a woman. I mean, I was a little kid, so
Right.
anybody, you 19, you woman compared to me, because I was like, what, 15, 16, something like that? Whatever, one of those ages. But she was banging. And so it was more than one woman that was on that tape. I was like, I'm not looking at, I ain't down with piss. Like, you go to the bathroom for that. I do some things, but I ain't like that.
Yeah, I ain't know nothing about that. Now
I'm all right on that.
I mean, now I'm knowledgeable of certain things, but that still doesn't mean that I'm down with it. But, you know, I know of certain things, but that's not my thing.
I just really find it very, because like I said, my timeline was off the meter.
But why is that, though? What did you say? What did you do that caused people to?
I've had a couple of women and one or two guys that, one of them guys, he's a homie, he probably didn't understand how the post went. The post was, I remember a lot of you girls back in school getting picked up from grown men.
And
It didn't have a laughing face on it. It just
Right.
had a face like a guy like holding his head. And it just went off the middle like, you're a rape sympathizer, you love rapists. I'm like, first of all, I do more community work than you probably do ever. And no, I'm not. But it's just very
clear it up.
interesting how, like I said, people knew about R. Kelly in the 90s. I got into the entertainment business in the early 2000s. I wasn't abreast knowing to a lot of things about him.
Right.
You know, all I just knew was just the music. But as time went on, I started knowing a little bit more and more.
Right.
Now, in these last couple of years, I'm starting to know a lot more, not just about him, but just about a lot of other people.
Right.
So it's like, I look at some of these people, I'm like, weren't you a writer for like Essence or Vibe or Ebony? Weren't you down with all them people when they was giving him like several shows to do in the 90s, early 2000s, I think? So if you were in that business and you in the business for like 30 years, how you get mad at me when I know for a fact you had to know something, but you didn't get mad about it or you didn't have an uproar about it? Why? Because money was flowing and opportunity was flowing.
Exactly.
So now, 2019, and now everybody's, oh my God, how dare he discuss? I'm like, yo, so he just got disgusted now?
That was my exact point.
He been disgusted. I be finding out things like, what? What?
But
the
I
person
think
that produced this used to deal with Tupac? When Tupac had his rape charge or sexual assault charge? Like, what's going on here? Now, obviously, as not a little girl, it's a grown woman the charge was with Tupac. Whether we say he did or he didn't do it, whatever, you know, he was convicted, but even though R. Kelly wasn't convicted, that's another story.
Right.
We're gonna get into that too. But just, I've been seeing a lot of enablers.
Okay, but I think they were
Talking,
missing.
and I'm like,
hold on. I think they were missing your initial point, though. Because me growing up in high school, I also saw that.
It was
I saw a lot of young
on
girls
a
getting
regular.
picked up by guys in Jeeps, and, you know, I come from that era. So
Now,
the
before we
gold
go any
chain
further,
era.
hold on, before we get any further, no, if you were an adult man or at times woman picking up little girls, you are 100% accountable. You, doesn't matter if the girl is fast, you want to call her what kind of names. If she's a kid, she's a kid. You should know better because why? For one, it's the right thing to do. For two, you're going to jail. She's not going to jail. So you're 100% accountable. Now, please, go ahead.
Now, what I was saying that back in my era, I'm older than I look, I know, but, you know, that's a
The
whole
hat,
other story.
the hat, Sean.
Yeah, gotta be the brand. Anyway, what I'm saying is that I come from an era when they had the Jeeps and the big gold chains, and I used to see those dealers come pick up the girls from the high school. So it's not, your point is not moot. It's real. That's what
That
used to happen back.
I ain't gonna lie, it used to hurt.
Absolutely. I was the
used to
one
hurt.
not getting the girls.
And when I put it up, a lot of people you say the same thing, whether they hit me on the comment or direct message, like, you know what? Or even text me like, yo, Kevin, that used to hurt me. I'm like, yeah, it used to hurt me too. Like, you trying to talk to a girl your age,
Yeah, she's
and
not
she
even
call
interested.
you a little boy. You're
Yeah.
not mature enough. I'm like, man, we both 14.
We
Like,
both
you know
going
what
to
I mean?
8th grade.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
You know, I run fast in gym. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? Well, you're not a real man. You're right. I'm not a real man. I'm a boy. You know what I mean? Then her boyfriend, 38 years old, come pick her up. How do I compete with a car, and money and with my bus pass?
And not only that,
I'm still hopping on the back of the buses. Not even on the back. I'm talking about the back of the
I know
buses.
what you're talking about. That's the era we from.
Hanging on it for my life to get from one place to the next place.
How about
I can't
this?
compete.
How about this? People don't talk about this enough either. How about in certain cultures? I remember I was talking to a girl in IS 131 in the Bronx, and I couldn't even go any further because she was telling me she's already engaged at 16, at 15, to somebody older.
Certain cultures around the world,
They let that rock. So
especially the Eastern Hemisphere, some girls even get married at, I heard, like single-digit years. I'm like, what? 9 years old?
So
Off top, I'm like, where's daddy? That's off top, where's daddy? And even if daddy's not around, mommy, go grip up and let bullets fly. But that's their culture, and I hear that's why sometimes them flights be jam-packed, going to certain places around this world where older men wiggling their toes and their fingers because they make R. Kelly look like he deals with older women. Anyway, another story. But
right, and just again, a disclaimer: we're not condoning any rape, pedophilia.
Keep saying that.
It
Just
sucks,
to talk about
but you know
real
what happens
things.
is that this is the state we're in America where everybody gets easily offended. You know what I mean?
I've been
some
called
comedians can't
a
even
rape
tell
sympathizer.
jokes. Some comedians can't even tell jokes. Chris Rock just said it. I can't even tell the jokes I want to tell because everybody's offended. You can't even say anything anymore.
You know, like once again, if you're a guy picking somebody up from school, first of all, you couldn't even live around the neighborhood. You couldn't even live around us because it's like ill. Another way to put it is like, what's wrong with you? And after that, you'll probably get beat up and chased out the neighborhood, whatever, like you should. But I don't know how to say this. It is what it is. We have to get back to the enablers. Lots of times, I've seen pictures of girls be like, here go my boyfriend. And she's 16, the boyfriend's 40. And they're riding in the car, top down, loving life. And in the back seat, I say, who's that? Oh, that's my mom. And I say to myself, like, wait a minute, your mom is okay with you dealing with a grown man like that? Oh, because she's getting free rides. She's getting a car for herself. She's getting Louis Vuitton red bottom shoes. She's getting a Fendi bag to go with that. Cruises, she's traveling. And not even just the Eastern Hemisphere, but also in the Western Hemisphere too. Some countries, we'll get into it, but it's known. And I'm like, as long as you could provide for the family, you could have my child in whichever way. And I just always felt that was disgusting. And it's happening now. Like, forget about R. Kelly. This is happening now, where it's different if a child says, hey, listen, I think, such touched me. And you don't know, so a parent has to make a decision. Believe the child sometimes children could lie, or believe the person that says, I didn't do it. And sometimes the person might believe the person said, I didn't do it, the parent. So I believe the person didn't do it. And then the child feels neglected, and it could be who they grew up, have a chip on their shoulder. It's a tough situation. But when you see a man, or woman too, it's not just men.
Yeah,
when you see an adult hanging by the high school, like they talk about R. Kelly, hanging by the high school, parked up, no teacher, no principal. Security says, hey, R. Kelly's here to see the kids, great. But you hanging here? Do you have a child here?
Yeah.
Is this child goes to this school?
Yeah.
The child doesn't go to school.
Yeah, what are you doing here?
What are you doing here? Nobody calls the police? Oh, why? Because you want pictures taken so you can put, the likes and all that. That's what you want. That's what you want on behalf of the child when they get taken advantage of. Like, there should be no reason why a girl should come home with Fendi bags and high expensive shoes, and she doesn't have a job. and she doesn't have a job. We go, that's at your girlfriend's house? So that means your girlfriend getting in trouble with the parent. Like, how are you getting this stuff? When I used to come home with stuff, my parents would ask me, how are you getting this stuff? And I'd be like, yo, it's wintertime. I'm outside on the weekend from 8 in the morning. I come home at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. at night, shoveling snow. I'm making bread, getting like $20 a house. I'm making bread. So they knew, all right, he's doing that. So
Yeah, the
I have an
snowblower to
excuse.
stop your hustle.
Yeah, the snowblower's fucking. The snowblower's messing you up, though.
Snowblower stop your
But
hustle.
they
man.
knew our son is doing this to make money.
Right.
Our son is. I even cooked the bottles when people didn't want them. You're not realizing I'm caking. I'm coming to school with $500, $600 easy on days. You think I'm selling drugs? I'm not. So if you're not watching your children, just a little bit of watching your children, that might be a sign of neglect.
What I've always said is that, what I've noticed,
And you may be accountable too.
I'm glad you said that word, because what I've noticed, and I've said this a couple of times to people that know me, everybody wants accountability for people they don't know. But once it's somebody they know, the story changes.
Oh, right. Because
It's always because of this or that, or he was exonerated, or he's not involved in this. But you want accountability when it's somebody you don't know. How about hold yourself accountable? Hold the people you know accountable.
You know, I told this story because, you know, like I said, people been calling me rape sympathizer, right? Because you're going off the topic.
Right.
Like, so I
That's
guess
what
I'll say it
that's what I was
again.
saying.
One more time. For anybody that is a child molester, rapist, statutory rapist, whatever, knowingly, you need to go to jail. First, you need to get beat up. That's just what it is. You know. Then you go to prison and do time. But I said this term to some women, and then what they said about me, it changed, and they act like they didn't understand the story, or the narrative, or the question.
Right.
I said, okay, say you have your son, because a lot of them has children. Say your son, he is going to the club. He's in the club, and he's talking to a girl, and they're drinking. They're not drunk, but they're drinking, having a good time. He's grinding up on the girls, telling the girl like, hey, let's get it on now in the bathroom. Many times things happen in the club.
Right.
They go in the bathroom, they have sex. Whether it's vaginal sex or she gives them a French handshake. I heard
Yeah,
that
I don't I don't know none of that.
joke. Whatever.
let's just say
But
the
the
act
sexual,
happens. Yeah.
sexual acts happen. Now they leave, and he gets in trouble because she's underage. Now he's doing 15 years in prison. Now, how does she get in the club? And they said, what do you mean? From the big sister or the big cousin girl that gave her their ID to get her in the club with an adult. She's 14 years old in the club. Nobody is looking at anybody in the club saying, how old are you? It's 21 and over.
It's assumed.
Why am I looking for your ID?
Absolutely.
And I think that happened to a guy named from Texas, I believe. Texas or California. I think his name was South Park Mexican. SPM Mexican.
Yeah.
He got up with a girl in the strip club,
Yeah.
and they asked if she had a baby. They did the DNA test, like the baby's yours. You gotta go to jail. I don't know the bulk of it, but that's the meat and potatoes of it. Now he's in jail, the child's without a father. He's in jail, but he met her in a strip club. She was a stripper. There's another, I believe, it is public knowledge. I think also something like, I believe something may have happened like that also with Gloria Velez.
Okay.
Because she was a stripper. And out of age, allegedly.
Right.
I'm gonna go back and fact check that. But somebody got her pregnant. And that was their boyfriend, girlfriend. And it's like, who allowed you to get in the club? So who should be accountable? So I asked women, if that's your son, should your son do 15 years?
And what did they say?
I don't understand the question. You do understand the question.
You don't like the answer.
That's statutory rape, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes some of these people are enabled by others to get into places of adult settings they should not be in.
Agreed.
And I understand you want to be the cool big sister or the cool big cousin girl, but you need to have it in you. There's some people, men or even women, that feel like love at first sight. And I'm locked in. No matter what, I'm going to get you. So when I see you in the street, yeah, you come with me. Even if before they have sex with that girl, they get some wind that, you know, she might not be of age, subconsciously.
Right.
But, no, I'm going to act like you still of age, because I met you at an adult setting. So should these people be accountable as well? Should they do some time? Because why should I do this time in jail? And I was like lied to.
It's a complex issue. There's no one
This is
single
why
answer.
they card you in the club. It's the scanner. Like, they got to scan it. So you lied. So why should I do time? And there's a lot of men in prison right now
Absolutely.
for dealing with underage women. There's a lot of sex offenders that may not have been the sexual offender that we think they are. But if you
And
could be
again,
19
you're
and
not
deal with a
defending that.
16-year-old.
Just to be clear,
Yeah.
he's not defending that. Just to be clear.
I think a football player in the South, I think he turned 18 or 19, and he was going away to college on a football scholarship.
I remember that
His
story.
girl was like 16 or something like that, and
Yeah.
then he went to jail. They took away his scholarship from him. Oh, you're a sex offender. How am I a sex offender? We was in high school together. What are you talking about? So there's so much pitfalls to it, and there's so much enablers, and it's like, who do we hold accountable?
I
You
think
can
that's
call a girl fast. You can call
I
a
think
girl
that's a
a
big
hoe,
word. I
stuff,
think you need
whatever.
to put that underneath for accountability.
Accountability.
Who's accountable? Because everybody wants accountability until it's their own.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Until it's your own. When I say if that's your son,
Or somebody they know, or a good friend, or someone that provides
and then
paper.
the narrative changed.
Yeah.
You're making the victim look bad. I'm like, you're still not getting it, man. You're really not, and you don't want to get it. A lot of people don't want to get it because then they got to actually say the truth. And there's men I know that went to prison for that, and then they got out some got out like a year or two later because we found out it really wasn't true. But yeah, I lost a year or two of my life. No, I can't get that back. You can't get back time.
That's the greatest asset ever.
Some people are in prison and their family passed, their moms, their father passed. They couldn't even go to see the.
Can't go to the funeral.
Can't go to the funeral. Like, what do we say for them? Some people, like I said, are sex offenders. Not myself. Are sex offenders, and it's like, yo, I really didn't do it like that. It really wasn't like that. But maybe the parents wanted some money out of you. You didn't want to give them any money, but all right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and tell them that you statutory raped my child. Like,
I think that's also something that people are not looking at as well. A lot of these issues sometimes are blackmail.
yeah,
Like they went along with the program, so they didn't because they didn't get what they wanted.
right.
So now, in fact, that's what I heard what was going on, but that's a whole other story. We're not going to get into that, into hypothetical theories. All I want to speak
I
on is
know
what I know.
situations like that. That's the sad
Yeah,
thing
where,
about it.
where
I know
things happen
situations
like that, and they're going along to get along till something happens that doesn't go their way, then
Right.
they'll say, listen, I'm going to go to the cops.
People act like this doesn't happen. This happens. This happens. And it's probably happening right now. Right now it's probably happening.
Absolutely.
It's leverage.
And to say that my man's a rape sympathizer, he does
Oh my gosh.
so much for the community. I don't know if you know about it, just look him up, man. He has more stuff on YouTube than I do.
we
Just
laughed
take a
at
look
stuff
around,
like that.
man.
Me, the lady, others, we laughed at it. Like, for real? I'm like, for real? Weren't you the one that had the other guy, the God, as a contributor to your film? Like, you're not gonna say nothing about him. Why? Because he probably helped you get a show, right? He helped you get a show. He helped you get a series, a sitcom. He helped you out. So I'm not gonna put him on blast.
That's the Brett Kavanaugh. I'm not even gonna say that. I'm gonna leave that one out.
We deal with this stuff a lot, and and no, I'm not gonna say, hey, if you get mad at people like R. Kelly, you should get mad at the church. No, fire to him and fire to him. That's
Absolutely.
just what it
to
is.
both sides. I'm not gonna say it. We're not defending R. Kelly. We're saying
No.
it's a bigger picture, and it's been going on for a long time. It's probably still going on right now.
And I
as
don't
we
need a
speak.
documentary to have
Exactly.
me enraged. Like, you, for what? Like, it's like somebody asked you didn't watch 12 Years a Slave, the movie? No.
Why do I need to see slavery to
What's
be
it for?
enraged about slavery? That's insane.
I go on YouTube. I've been knew about stuff like that. Like, it's there.
You're
Like,
taught
I'm
about
very-
slavery from a young age.
Yeah, like, I know what it is.
Yeah, so to say, I need a documentary to tell me how to feel,
No.
that's insanity. And then what happens now is that what I'm seeing now, as of this taping, a lot of the people within the documentary are losing credibility.
Oh,
Like you said,
left
you had,
and right.
Like you said, you had a rapist on a documentary talking about a documentary. You get what I'm saying? That's one.
And I
Then
will say this, for the people that are charged with rape or exonerated, whatever you want to say, if you didn't go to jail, I guess maybe it wasn't true, or maybe it wasn't like that, But it's just ironic. that
I'm
you're
just
on,
saying.
the irony of you're on something like that, And I hope you learned. I don't know what to say about it, but it's just very interesting. It's just very interesting, and like I said, for people out there that don't know, if you don't know, you don't know, and that's fine. But for the amount of time I spent in the entertainment business, from an arm's distance, it made me. I sat back in my home, and I was taking out the garbage. And I just said to myself, I thank the higher power. And I told this to somebody, I said, why thank the higher power? I thank the higher power for never being able to make it in the entertainment business. Now somebody said, you're thinking low of yourself. No, I'm talking about their way of making it. I'm
Right.
successful already, and I'm happy. But to be successful many times in their way, many times
There
you
are
got to
certain things
get
you have to do.
involved in some things. And man, you ain't never gonna hit nothing with me, but no Me Too, no Me 3, no Me Squared, nothing. I'm happy while I take pictures with girls I don't know. I give them a thumbs up, because that means my hand is his, occupied already. My hand ain't over nobody. It's so crazy. And thanks to Uncle Ralph for helping me raise me in the entertainment business, because you need to be raised properly. And he helped raise me properly, as well as many other people. Coach Rachel, Deidre, many other people. And even this guy right here. A lot of people that get into the entertainment business, they are people, the ones that are so-called successful, they're the ones that never really did with girls before. They never had a rapport with women before. Or they never made some kind of money to take a trip somewhere. So they're the ones that will do anything to get on. That's why sometimes they probably grab up girls a certain way or crazy, because they never had them before. I'm not trying to call myself like a Mac or a ladies or a pimp or anything, but I've been around stuff already, right? So I came in this business with a car, with this, with that. But I'm just very happy that I never got caught up in that, because
Let's put it like
this is only the
this.
tip of the iceberg. Y'all have no idea what really goes
But
on.
I get what you're saying. All I'm going to say that is it's hard to make it in the business if you have integrity. You're not.
Yeah.
You're seen as a weirdo.
If you do make it in, you made it by mistake. That's just what it is. You made it in by mistake. If you made it big, you slipped through the cracks by mistake, and even with that, they're still going to try and box you in order to make you have to
Have
make
those choices.
choices. I told somebody, I do not recommend anybody putting their child in the entertainment business unless you are a momager or a dadager, if that's the term.
I
You
guess.
cannot trust anybody with your child. Look at all the people from Mickey Mouse Club.
We didn't even touch Hugh Hefner, because he's been doing that for.
First of all, everybody from Mickey Mouse
celebrated
Club
for
out
it.
here is go crazy. Justin Timberlake, Miley Cyrus, Justin Bieber, I think Corey Feldman.
That's
They
a
went
whole other story right there.
Another story, but they all go because it's, you know what? We don't need to tell you too much, because you go look it up yourself. But many of y'all probably decide not to look it up yourself because that means you have to be accountable for your children.
You
once
have to
again.
be accountable and you have to do research. That's what you got to do.
Now, into business, entertainment is not bad, but the business aspects of it comes with a lot of leverage and leverage making, and just
We didn't even touch the Weinsteins and
Oh, you know he
the
beat, you know he beat his
Spaceys
case,
and-
right?
He already beat one of the cases. I already heard.
He walked out like this is nothing. This is nothing.
Interesting.
But y'all keep watching those documentaries and stuff like that.
We didn't even talk about the church either, the Catholic Church. We have,
No,
there's a lot
don't
of
you
people-
dare do that. Don't you dare talk about the church.
Oh,
Don't you dare talk about the Catholic Church.
my bad.
Even though there's statues of boys holding up the thing.
My
and,
bad. My apologies.
And
people.
certain other cultures,
Well, it's-
religions,
it's on
where they have to
record.
bite off.
But wait a minute.
No,
it's on record though. It's
You
in the
wait a
court
minute.
system.
You wait a minute. Where certain religions, the guys got to bite off the boy's skin of his pee-pee.
Wow.
Don't you dare talk about religions.
Hey, I'm just saying.
But it's in
out
front of
there,
your
though.
face. You can look it up.
It's out there.
It's out there.
I didn't make it up. It's in the court system. Being sued right now? You interested? No?
Nah, they're not interested. They go.
I
And
guess-
shout out to people
I
watching
guess
right
it's-
now that's gonna call you a rapist
Oh,
or be a
whatever.
rapist.
It's
or a sympathizer.
sensationalism. It's whatever's sensational right now. You get what I'm saying? So I guess R. Kelly is it for now. That's the tag. He's it. I mean, whatever.
R. Kelly
There's
would beat
no
all the
sympathy
cases.
right here. Just again, a disclaimer. You're all not understanding. We hate rape in any form, pedophilia of any form. But let's not act like he invented that. Let's
So
not
wait,
make
did-
him just the only. He's the guy.
If they said R. Kelly raped has statutory raped the little girl and peed on her, then they got the evidence, right? Why we ain't go to jail?
Maybe there's some people. That's a whole other show. That's a whole other show.
Oh, because you'd rather take money than put somebody in prison.
Exactly. How about that? Somebody's
Huh? So you
pocket is getting
pimping your
fat.
daughter.
Somebody's pocket is
I think
fat.
they said, am I correct? I don't know, allegedly that the daughter and the family was there. They was like, no, that's not my daughter. Oh, that's not your daughter. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you rather
I
let this
found
guy,
that that's one of the parts I found incredible in the documentary.
you rather let this guy
The girl
stay
is
out
in the video, and the
do it to
parents
other
say
people.
that's not his daughter.
You're
That's not their
accountable
daughter.
too. You're an enabler also.
They're all accountable. Like I said, Kirk, accountability. Right
Shout
here.
out to all the girls or the women out there that told people how horrible he is. Next you know, you're doing an interview with TMZ from the house that you held hostage at. How you doing an interview with TMZ? You held hostage there. I remember I saw this like months ago. Like, how are you there? Like, you're not held hostage. You're doing an interview with TMZ.
Listen, I
TMZ
think
found out everything from Ray Rice to Hunt to anybody. They gotta have cops come after you.
how about this? As of this taping, R. Kelly's music sales have gone up. All right, did you hear that? Up, not down, up.
Was it?
And he just had a birthday party where he
Nobody
was
was there,
singing.
right?
No, are you kidding me? Lots of ladies were there, and guess what they were screaming? Take me hostage.
Weirdos.
So don't blame me. Don't look on this side. We're just talking about what it is as of this taping. I'm sure there's more to come. As of this taping.
Y'all don't know, inside thing, promoters are already backed up with having R. Kelly do their shows. He's already booked up. Booked up. He did a show not too long ago. The guy sold like 4,800 tickets. Sold. Man, you find me another commercial artist that can sell so much tickets. Maybe Beyonce, off top, maybe. No promotions. Please. R. Kelly's gonna do just fine, even great. Shout out to Sparkle.
Oh, she has a single.
The niece, that gave the niece to R. Kelly. She has a single coming out.
Yeah, interesting.
Shout out to the baby mama of R. Kelly, because she was driving the car like, it's my baby daddy. You getting your money. You getting your headed. You part of it. All of them are part. This is all a theatrical play. And sometimes people, many times, we have to take our emotions out of it first before we analyze something. Because if we have our emotions run wild, because many people want our emotions to run wild so we can say, this black man hates this black woman, there's this, such, and back and forth. And you miss the point, you miss what's really going on. So and if you don't have your emotion into it, they might call you don't feel for them. No, I feel for anybody that's been violated. But I have to see this from a clearer aspect. Like you're gonna have a fight, like boxers or martial artists, they don't go in the ring with the emotions flaring. You're gonna lose automatically because your head is not clear. But all these people have things that they're working on. Like, we also saw the footage of the girls that were so-called held hostage at the concert, jump up and down for R. Kelly while he's performing. The police are right there. You can tell the police, I need help. 911, please, I need help. I'm right here. No, you don't. Some of them, I truly feel, some of them were probably trying to get a come up on R. Kelly, but didn't realize that he's been doing this for so long that he stopped the come up. So you think you're gonna get bags and cars and everything like that?
I know they think they're gonna get a career.
He's a stingy sugar daddy.
The way that the way that was framed within the documentary, like he would promise them that he would get them, recording contracts and put them on.
He's a stingy sugar daddy, and it's sad to say. And another thing, which is morally wrong, to me, if you're under a certain age of 20, I can't even deal with you. I like woman weight. I don't know if that makes sense. I like woman weight. Some women know what I'm talking about. But certain states, morally it's horrible. Certain states, 16 is legal.
But that's what I'm saying.
17
again,
is legal. So
again,
certain states, you technically under law, if he is doing things with people at 16, 17, he may not, under law, he may not be
breaking
guilty,
the law.
breaking the
Yeah.
law.
And I've said this already. Other discussions, like you had Jerry Lee Lewis with his cousin. You had Elvis Presley. There's other entertainers who have done this. So it's not like surviving. It's like, all right, cool. Again, not condoning any of his behavior. We're saying, yes, he's a monster, but there are other monsters as well. And again, hold yourself accountable. Do your research. We don't want to do that. Why? Because then you see what happens. Because even now, for instance, forgot to mention this. There was even a protest at his studio between supporters and the one who hate him. And I'm like, what is that supposed to accomplish? We hate R. Kelly. No, we don't. Like, how does that help us, black people?
If I was out there as a food vendor, I would have been selling everybody food.
It makes no sense to me.
Make money. Selling
If the guy is horrible, let the justice system deal with him. You parents have the proof that he took your daughter. Get to the police. Anybody take my daughter straight to the police. That's it. I'm not throwing rocks at windows.
And for anybody out there that says I deleted all my R. Kelly music and everything, be honest. You go be downloaded again. You go download it again. And this time they're gonna charge you $1.99, 79 cents. You go download it again. And I don't think you deleted all your R. Kelly music. Not the hits. He is who he is. He is an evil genius that has a problem, but was enabled. Shout out to his team, his homies, that know him bringing in young girls, and y'all look the other way.
Yeah, the guy who forged her license.
Like, yo, listen, we about to go on tour.
Yeah.
I ain't never have Italian pum pum before. I'm look the other way. Oh, you can look the other way. Okay. Shout out to you. Whoever that, remember that last kid that you roaming him? Yeah, whoever. The brothers, all of them.
Hey, man.
Every last one of y'all see, isn't Chicago like the home of
pimping, man?
Letting stuff fly, drill music.
To me, it's all pimping to me. If you look at it, it's pimping. You got the girls' heads down. Like, you've got to put your head down when you're walking around.
Every time I seen R. Kelly, he only had like one or two guys with him. So you trying to tell me none of y'all can accept him and beat him up? No, things won't fly his way? Y'all part of it. Y'all part of it.
I think we covered every aspect. I didn't want to go on, man, because I
Listen,
might let some stuff fly. So
shout out to the people that allow this to happen. Shout out to any mom that got a cruise. She probably got like a 10-day cruise. You know.
I've seen somebody off the documentaries flashing money right now, talking about I got paid. Just know all this.
Anyway.
Do your research, man. Don't be a sheep. Look up everything. And not only on R. Kelly, in life. How about that? You know what I mean? Instead of fighting each other, we can understand and try to understand each other.
Shout out to people that got mad because they were the ones that were the ones ushering their little sister, little girl with the ID, when she used to high side on me. You ain't shit, Kev. You ain't got a car. You're right. I'm 13. I don't have a car. I could steal my father's keys. I don't got a car.
Hey, man, I think we said enough, man.
That's enough.
That's 100 proof. We're wrapping it up, man. Do your research. I can't tell you anymore. Look at it for yourself. Do your research. And this is what I need you to do for me. Hold everyone accountable. You get what I'm saying? Accountability goes all the way. It can't be like, oh, I hate this guy, he did that. But then you know somebody, and they're doing the same thing, but you're on their show. You're helping them out. How does that work? It's 100 proof. We keep it 100 at all times. And we're not even giving you the full Monty of the whole situation. Stay tuned. 100 proof. We'll be back.
You should be ran over by a car.